everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to learn how to make this beautiful leaf vane with flower details. So this is going to sit on one of my custom orders, and I thought it would be a very good opportunity to teach you how to make this, so that in case you want to add this little detail to some of your pieces, you can go ahead and do that. So keep in mind that we already have tutorials for the shorts as well as the top in this image, and I'll be linking them in the description box below, so don't forget to check that out. We also have patterns for them, and this is a cute little accent that you can add to that design to make it pop even more. So you're going to use any yarn of your choice. For this project, you're going to pick any yarn of your choice. For me, I am using this lime green color as well as the yellow color for the flowers. And then I'm also using a 4mm crochet hook, a pair of scissors, and that's basically it. And then maybe a measuring tape to measure how long you want your vane to be. But that's it for the materials, and let's jump right into class. So for my sample, I'll be using these two colors, the yellow for the flowers, and then the green for the stalks as well as the leaves. So you're going to grab your very first color, which is the color that you decide to use for the leaves and the stalk, and you're going to make a slip knot. This is a 4mm crochet hook. So you're going to insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over, pull through. That is my slip knot. And then you're going to make a chain of 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So this is going to be the length of the very first stalk, and you're going to go into the third chain from the hook. You're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the third chain from the hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. That's a double crochet. And then you're going to go into the same exact chain with another double crochet. And then you're going to make a chain of 2 and make a picot stitch. So after a chain of 2, you're going to go to the base of the double crochet, the previous double crochet at the top, and grab those 2 loops at the front, and then yarn over, pull through all. So that's a slip stitch to create a picot, or the very tip of the leaf. And then you're going to go into the same exact chain, which is this one, with a total of 2 more double crochets. This is the first one, and then this is the second one. And then you're going to make a chain of 2 and slip stitch into the same chain. So our very first leaf has been formed, and you're going to slip stitch into the next chain, and then you're going to make a chain of 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So after a chain of 15, we are going to repeat this same exact process all over again. So I'm going to demonstrate this one more time for those who may not have gotten it for the first time. So after a chain of 15, you're going to go into the third chain from the hook, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. That's a double crochet in the US terms. And then yarn over, go into the same exact chain with a double crochet, and then make a chain of 2 and make a picot stitch by going into the front 2 loops of the double crochet, the previous double crochet. Those 2 loops here, yarn over, pull through all, and then you're going to go into the same chain with the previous 2 double crochets, and you're going to place 2 more double crochets. This is the first one, and then the second one. And then you're going to make a chain of 2 and slip stitch into the same exact chain, pull through. So you can see your second leaf has been formed, and then you're going to slip stitch into the next chain. And just like that, so far we have a total of 2 leaves. So you're going to just keep repeating this again and again until your vine grows to your desired length. For me, this is what mine looks like. You can see we have several leaves at different intervals. And then another thing that you have to keep in mind is they're going to be evenly spaced because we are considering the same exact chain in between. So if you want to space them out differently, then it's the chain that you make here that is going to make the difference. For example, if you want the next leaf to have a longer distance between the new leaf and this one, then you're going to increase the number of chains that you make here. So instead of 15, maybe you can increase to maybe like 20, and then it will be spaced out differently from the distance between the first 2. So that's going to be really up to you to create whichever effect that you feel suits your project. And this is what mine looks like. And when it comes to the end, for example, you're going to count the number of chains here before the very first leaf that you made. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And when it comes to the end here, once you make your very final leaf and you want to balance the number of chains that you had at the beginning of the vine, then you're going to just make sure that you make the same exact number of chains that you had before the very first leaf. For my case, this is a total of actually the 11 chains, and you're going to just make the same exact number of chains here, and then you'll make a chain of 1 and cut your yarn. So when the leaves are done, we're going to go onto the flowers. Now that I am done explaining the leaves bit, you're going to make a chain of 1 and cut your yarn once you get your desired length of the vine. And now we're going to go onto the flowers. And when it comes to the flowers, I'm going to use these cute little flowers. They have a very simple construction, and they're the ones that are going to sit at different points of the vine. You can decide to place them in between the leaves, the 2 leaves, but for my case, or for my sample, or for my design, I am going to place them on every other leaf. So I have 2 flowers made so far, and this is what they're going to look like. So I'm going to teach you how to make this cute little flower that you can attach on your vine and make it really colorful and lovely. So let's go ahead and learn how to make the leaf, and then we shall be able to attach it. Actually, I may end up going with this look. I'm still brainstorming for my design, but we shall end up having the most suitable placement for the flowers. So you can put this aside, and to make the flower, I am using the yellow color. You're going to start off with a magic ring, and then you're going to make a chain of 1. This doesn't count as anything. This is just to close off the magic ring. And then you're going to make a chain of 3. 1, 2, 3. And into the magic ring, you're going to go in there with 2 double crochets. And by now, you know how to make a double crochet. That's 1. And then this is the second one. And then you're going to make a chain of 2 and slip stitch into the magic ring. So that is our very first petal. So we're going to make a flower that has a total of 5 petals. Let's go on to the second petal. You're going to make a chain of 3. Into the magic ring, you're going to place 2 more double crochets, 1 and 2, and then make a chain of 2 and slip stitch into the magic ring. and that marks the end of the second petal, as you can see. So if you feel like your magic ring is very big, you can always adjust it by pulling on the tail of the magic ring. And then make a chain of 3. This is our third petal. 2 double crochets into the magic ring, and then make a chain of 2 and slip stitch into the magic ring. And repeat that 2 more times to make a total of 5 petals. Alright, so once you have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 petals, you're going to pull on the tail of the magic ring, and this is going to close off that magic ring to form a cute little flower. And now you're going to make a chain of 1 and cut your yarn. Make sure this chain of 1 is tight. Then you can cut your yarn, pull through, and then you're going to have 2 tails at the back. Make sure your tails are at the back of your work. And then these are the tails that we're going to use to attach our flowers onto the vine that we already have. So you can see now I have a total of 3 flowers, and I'm going to make as many flowers as I want for my design, and then I'll be able to show you how to attach them in order to get a beautiful effect. So let me go ahead and make some more flowers, and I'll be back to show you how to do the attaching bit. Alright guys, now for my sample, I did a total of 5 flowers, and this is just enough because the vine that I am considering has a total of 11 leaves, and I want to attach from the very center. So I'll count to the 6th. The 6th is here, so this will definitely get one of the flowers, and I want to attach a flower on every other leaf. I've decided to have my leaves attached on the flowers. Oh, sorry, I've decided to have my flowers attached on the leaves. Had said it vice versa. So I skip one leaf and then attach a flower on the next leaf. So that's how I've decided to do my arrangement. As you can see here, I think this will be fine. And you remember the 2 tails that we have here? The 2 tails, the one from the magic ring and the one at the end of the flower. You're going to get your hook, and you're going to just insert your hook into this point at the base of the leaf, and then pull through one of the tails of the flower, just like that. But then make sure that the right side of the flower is facing up on the side of the leaf. And then I'm going to just go ahead and make a knot at the back of my work. So I've already kind of planned out this. And then at this point, you're going to cut off the excess yarn. And this is what the right side is going to look like. So it will have a leaf, but at the same spot, it's going to also have a flower, which looks really, really detailed and much more finished, as opposed to the flowers having the tails hanging around. If you don't want to place the flower at this point, then you can place it the same exact way. You just wrap it around the chain, and then you attach and maybe go into the chain so that the flower doesn't keep moving around. That's for the people who want to place their flowers along the chain in the middle of the leaves. But for me, I'm going to attach all my flowers at the points of the leaf. And I'm going to attach one flower on every other leaf to create the effect that I want. If you want on every leaf, then definitely you're going to create many more flowers than I did. And then, yeah, we shall see the final look of our project. So make sure the right side of the flower is facing the right side of the is facing the same direction as the right side of the leaf. Okay. Okay, I think this is fine. The placement will make the whole difference. I'll make sure I place them very perfectly well. Okay, so you can see what we have right now. You can see these flowers at the points of the leaves. Just have it in mind that it doesn't have to be perfect. The more abstract, the more it makes sense. This is more like nature inspired, and sometimes things appear out of nowhere or something a bit off from the ordinary, and that's fine. That's still part of art and creativity. Just have that in mind. You don't have to beat yourself up in case this flower has sat on the leaf so well as opposed to this one. So just let it be. Just do the basics and everything will end up working out in your favor. So let me go ahead and keep attaching everything together. This is going to take some time, but so worth it in the end. Okay. You can even make a triple knot. For those people who have yarn that's a bit slippery, be really careful. You can even use a darning needle or use a matchbox and kind of burn the ends of the yarn so that they don't unravel. This yarn for me is a blend of cotton and acrylic, the one that I used for the yellow part, and I'm certain that it's not going to fall apart. Okay, so alright guys, I'm done attaching flowers on every other leaf, and this is what I have. This is what my vine looks like. It's very colorful and pretty. And now I'm going to place it underneath the custom order that I received, just to give an idea to one of my clients, and we see whether she likes it or not. If she doesn't, it's okay, I can go ahead and remove it. But if she does, I'm going to ship it to her with this little detail that makes a whole lot of a difference from the original design. So let me go ahead and attach it, and that marks the end of this video, guys. This is how to make this beautiful leaf vine and with the flower accessories, so the flower details. And I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Make sure you give it a thumbs up if you did, and let me know in the comment section if you like such quick projects as well on the channel and you're just not into the big projects only. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys, and don't forget to check out the tutorials for the pieces for my custom order, the braided rope top, as well as the ruffle shorts that you can give a try and also attach this little detail to your piece. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.